Hello, beautiful people. It's Regina Coley, aka the Motivator, Educator, and Cultivator. And I hope that you are having a beautiful day wherever it is that you find yourself under the sun today. Today, we are going to be talking about moving forward, making it happen with no excuses. Excuses are sometimes used as tools that get us to absolutely nowhere. And we have to be cognizant of the fact that we are making excuses. Oftentimes we do things like, oh, I'm tired, or I was sick, or I honestly just didn't feel like it. And if we operate our businesses in such a way where we don't do things because we don't feel like it, or we're tired, or we're just not up to it that day, then honestly, you're not going to experience a whole lot of success in your business. Yes, there is adequate opportunities, especially if you just really are extremely exhausted and you need rest from working so hard. But honestly, if you just wake up one day and you're just like, yeah, I don't feel like it. Those are the type of emotions and thought processes that keep us from experiencing our best in business. When there are so many other people who don't feel like it, and we look at their businesses, we look at the magnitude of their success, and we ask ourselves, how come they're experiencing success and I'm not? Maybe it's just me, maybe it's my product or service, nobody wants it, um maybe it's the way I'm offering it, maybe it's the pricing. And we come up with all these other excuses as for why folks are not buying from us or why folks are not engaging in our business. And that has nothing to do with it. Sometimes it's just a matter of consistency. So I realize sometimes in business I can get people really excited about something because I'm very excited about it. And I was a victim of my own stinking thinking of doing just that, saying I'm tired, or I'm just really not in the mood today, or things are not really working in my favor today, especially with a household of 6 children. Sometimes it's loud, or sometimes the kids are constantly interrupting me. And I would say to myself, well, you know what? This just wasn't supposed to happen today. But what I had to realize is it's very much so capable of happening today. Even if that means, even if the kids go to sleep one day, I had a child who was really sick, went to bed at almost 1 a.m. I was exhausted, I was tired, but I knew that I had a deadline that I set for myself, and I wanted to reach it, and I had to get this thing recorded by then. So that meant I had to stay up an extra hour after already having been tired, after already having gone to bed late, to make that recording happen. And in doing so, I was able to set forth and move forward with the project that I was pursuing. So sometimes we have to look at the excuses that we make. So sometimes things just didn't go according to plan, but what's your plan B and your plan C? What happens when this thing doesn't happen? Do you have a plan B, C, D, E, F, G? Like, there are other options and routes that you can take to still make the things that you want to have happen. So we have to realize where we're giving ourselves too much leeway and giving ourselves too many opportunities to fail our own selves. This isn't even external circumstances like my phone broke, or I don't have a tripod to sit and record at this beautiful location. And even that in and of itself is an excuse, because you can get the resources that you need for your business. And some of them are really low cost resources where they're not taking a whole lot away from you to make those videos and audios, or just sitting down and having the peace of mind and quiet it takes to write a blog post, or write your next ebook, or to work on your book proposal. Whatever it is that you're doing, there's time in the day for it. We just need to stop making excuses. It's not about you being the wrong person. It's not about the fact that you don't have all this makeup and beautiful lighting on your YouTube channel. I've seen some of the most ridiculous videos on YouTube that have millions of viewers, and those folks didn't have on makeup and red lipstick and eyelashes and manicured nails. So that has nothing to do with it either. And I've realized that people who have expertise to share, there was one lady I followed for 2 years. She would get on her YouTube in her bonnet, in her pajamas, but what she knew about, she talked about. And now that her business has made so much money, because folks weren't focused on the makeup, folks weren't focused on the flashiness of it all. They were really listening like, this chick knows what she's talking about. And so her business has blown up. So now she can wear her beautiful designer dresses, and now she does have hair flowing down her back, and she stepped it up a level in terms of, the imagery of her business, but she didn't initially start that way. So we have got to realize now that people are looking for authenticity. People are looking for folks who are really genuine, who know their craft, who know what it is that they're talking about, can exude that passion across screen or across audio or across whatever platform it is that you've decided that you want to master, and they just make it happen any kind of way that they can. I mean, you always have an opportunity to upgrade, but those who start, I think, are so much further ahead than those who make excuses for why they can't start, especially if they're superficial excuses. So much of what we do, I remember one time just really thinking like, man, folks don't need to be hearing my kids in the background. Folks don't need to see that, I didn't wake up this morning, like Beyonce says, I woke up like this, flawless. Like, I don't wake up flawless. I wake up actually looking pretty doggone jacked up. But I've just seen so many people. I mean, I literally sat on YouTube and I said to myself, am I thinking that this is something that really needs to be done because they say first impressions are a must? This is something that's been ingrained in our mind forever. Make sure that you're making a wonderful first impression because that is what people will always remember you by. But I think that people will also always remember you by the things that you say or the things that you've taught or the wonderful works that you shared or the solution to the problem that they have that you shared and how it's made them feel. And I think that needs to be your prime focus, is being solution oriented. Anybody who has a solution to offer, no matter what magnitude it is going to be more successful than the person who's still trying to get their hair and nails and makeup done and end up spending more money on all of that rather than just sharing the solution. And there are ways around you not getting in front of the camera if that's something that makes you feel a little leery, because that did for me. And I had to get a coach and understand more. What are my other options? What am I missing here? And once I realized what I was missing, man, this has been a game changer for me. I have increased my productivity in my business and it has soared through the roof. I'm able to take all of those notebooks, all of those ideas that I have been collecting over the years and making excuses for, and finally have been able to accomplish them, even with 6 children and a husband and being a daughter and a servant leader. And also, this is not only my only business. So I have to take that into my schedule and look and say, am I able to add more stuff on here now? Actually, yes, I am, because I have dedicated and made time for myself and for the things that I wish to see happen in my business and in my life. What gets scheduled gets done. And that has been advice that I have been listening to and paying attention to for some time now, and making sure that we're not just regurgitating things that sound really good. I think that sometimes women of faith, we say, oh, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me, and then we don't go do the thing that Christ has given us the strength for. Or we'll say little cliches like, if I can believe it, I can achieve it. And it sounds really good, but we don't really internalize what that really means. So I'm not interested anymore in repeating cutesy little sayings that sound really good but mean nothing to me as a whole. Schedule it, put it on your calendar, and when that notification pops up, do not make an excuse for why you can't do it. That was also another thing that I fell victim to in my business, was I would go ahead and put and schedule the time on my Google Calendar. So a pop-up, an alert would come up on my phone and it would say, time to write 2,000 words in your book today. And I would be sitting maybe watching TV or feeding the kids or something. And I'm like, send it away. Just close out of that. Then the next notification will pop up. Hey, you haven't finished this. That's my Google talking to me. Girl, we know you didn't do it. Here's your second notification that you haven't done it. And then I will say another excuse. Oh, I can't right now because I'm doing this. No, if you've put it on your calendar and this is the same time that you said that you would make it happen, then it's time to make it happen. The same way as if you had a meeting with someone and you actually had to meet them at a location for coffee or for lunch or for dinner, or you have a report time for work, you're going to show up for that time because you know that that's where you're supposed to be. But we don't even give our own self and our own business the proper respect and love that we deserve by actually showing up and keeping appointments with ourselves. So why would you give somebody else that same respect and honor their time and honor their business, but you can't do that for yourself? I mean, really, what's wrong with that? There's something really wrong with that to me. You have got to give yourself the respect that you deserve in your business as a CEO, the same that you would give any other employer or client or people who you're meeting with for partnership opportunities. Give that same respect to yourself first, because I believe that once you learn how to give yourself that same respect, other people will give your business that same respect as well. But we first must do to ourselves what we expect and want to receive from other people. That makes sense? The next thing I want you to focus in on is just making it happen. So how can you make things happen? Well, you create a plan, you hold yourself accountable to that plan, and you do it. But sometimes we have people that have not created that self-discipline. When you jump into entrepreneurship, it sounds real good. And it sounds like, wow, I can have more time in my day. I can have the freedom and flexibility. I can create and manage my own income plan. What? So entrepreneurship sounds real good. But when you start working in your business, a lot of your flaws become real prevalent real fast. So you start to understand, wow, I really lack self-discipline. I cannot wake up early enough to get started on my business. Or I can't make it to meetings like I said I was going to do. Or when those Google notifications pop up, I don't honor them and I don't honor my time. So a lot of things start to become really prevalent in your business, and you'll begin to understand where some of your failures lie if you are a person who is self-aware. Once you realize that these things are holding you back, it's time to make a change, because that's the only thing that's going to allow you to receive the success that you want to achieve in your business. You look at other people and you're saying, man, how are they doing that? Like, how are they cranking out so much? It must be because they have a little team of minions who are working for them, or it must be that they have 30 people on their team. No, it doesn't necessarily mean that. It means that they've put a strategy in place that if there's something that they don't know how to do, that they're going to find somebody who does know how to do it so that they can focus on the thing that they do best. And that's what I had to learn in business. I like to do a lot of little administrative tasks. So sometimes I would find myself feeling very, very busy, like, oh man, I'm doing so much. But when I really sat back at the day and tracked my time, I realized I spent a whole lot of day making a whole big old spreadsheet that I really could have just designated and given that task to somebody else so that I can focus on the actual letter that I'm sending to all these folks. I didn't have to spend a whole day going online, cutting and pasting the person's name and their contact information into a spreadsheet, and that just took up a whole bunch of my time where I could have paid somebody $5 on Fiverr to do that. And then I could actually focus on my partnership plan or scheduling meetings or actually meeting these people. Like, there are things that you don't have to spend your time doing, but it makes you feel busy. So you can take little pictures on Instagram saying, hashtag hard work, working in my business. Yeah. You should not be working on your business all the time as much as you should be working in your business. And so tools like that, strategies like that, are the things that I want to share with you in the packages that I have listed below. So I have 3 packages available for you, one of which says Meet Me in Atlanta. That is where we work out a full VIP day. We stay at a beautiful hotel. We have all of our meals covered so that we're not making excuses like, oh man, I had to wait in line to get my lunch today, and all that jazz. We stay laser focused on this quarter of your business, so the next 90 days. Or if you really want to crank some stuff out, we can focus on the next 180 days. But I really wouldn't suggest planning out much more than that. We sit down and I work with you on my personal system called Define, Design, and Deliver. This is a strategy that I use to make things happen in my business. So what we'll do is we'll focus on your cultivator success map. And you guys know what cultivators are. These are the people who are focusing on empowering, enriching, and educating the lives of other people. We do that through teaching, through speaking, and through writing. And so as a cultivator, we got to make our own success map, because we have multiple aspects of the business that we need to focus on and manage. And we need to be able to structure that in such a way that it makes sense and that we understand the integration of how all those 3 things kind of flow together to make our business successful. So that's what we focus on with the Cultivator Success Map. Then I give you the Cultivator Success Toolkit, which is a toolkit of a lot of physical things that you need in order to stay successful in your business, like a light ring so that when you record your videos, they look great and they look quality. A lavalier mic, so that's something that you need to produce wonderful sound quality with your recordings or audio recordings. You guys need a tripod so that wherever it is that you are, you can sit and you can record a video without your hand shaking. I remember one time I had my daughter, I was like, man, I need some help. Can you stand here and record me right quick? Her little hands were just shaking so bad. And I went back to look at the recording and I'm like, girl, that screen was moving up and down and up and down. So I had to go ahead and invest in a tripod so that that camera was held steady. So some of the things that you can do that you would need that will help you level up and create and produce faster are in there. And I include a lot of the personal tools that I have in that toolkit. And so I can't wait to share it with you. I think that tools help us to create the traction that we need in business, having access to the right ones and ones that are highly recommended and ones that really work. So in that toolkit, you get to peruse everything, and we bust that bag open and we look at everything, go through it, and I explain to you how to use it, and then we actually use it. The biggest aspect of the VIP day is producing deliverables. As a project manager, this is what I went to school for. In my MBA program was project management, because I knew in my business I was going to be managing multiple projects, so I wanted to master project management. The biggest part of a project management charter is understanding what needs to be done, what is the ultimate goal, and then what are those deliverables, who's supposed to do what by when. So sometimes frustration comes into our business because we set these goals, but we're not actually producing the deliverable. The thing that we want to produce hasn't happened yet. We just keep creating another plan, setting a new date, setting a new time, but not producing the deliverables. So now it's time to produce. And with you having a coach on your side that day to help provide live feedback and critiques like I'm going to do on our VIP day, you're going to have somebody where you can say, look, boo, you done said it to me 3 times. I don't want to hear that anymore. I want to see you do this thing. It sounds great. Or I will rephrase the way that you're trying to do that, and I would say it like this. Now, let's press record and do it. So that you have somebody there that's keeping you from that little stinking thinking and that little version of you that's not allowing you to do the things that you need to do in business. This is for people who are really, really ambitious, who are driven, and who really want to free up some time in their schedule by not doing all that little menial busy work throughout the day, because you've cranked all your work out for the quarter in one day. All your projects are scheduled. Your promotions are scheduled. Your plans are scheduled. They're done. We work it out. We sit down, we get in your email task manager. We write out those emails. They're scheduled. They're ready to go. I mean, we are being extremely productive. Sometimes it takes getting away for a day and getting away from your environment and getting connected into the right mind space and setting your intentions for what it is that you really want, connecting with the right person to make it happen. And if that's you, if that's where you find yourself today, is look, no more. I'm sick of this. Every year I say the same thing. Every year I'm not experiencing the best in my business. I don't want this anymore. Make the investment. And if you're looking at the price and you're saying, ooh, child, ooh. I do that sometimes. I'm like, ooh, that sounds nice. And then I scroll down and I'm like, ooh, somebody help me, Jesus. We have payment plans if you need to put yourself in a payment plan. But no more excuses. It's time to make it happen. Even if you're saying, I don't even bring in that much, payment plan. Let's make it happen. Let's make it happen. Let's make it happen. I can't say that enough. Make it happen. You are a product of your decision. So either you're going to decide to walk away again and be in this exact same place next year, or you're going to make it happen today. Schedule your installments in your payment plans. Be realistic with yourself and your budget. Now, you don't need to be taking away baby's diaper money to make stuff happen in your business. Make sure that it's realistic. Can you afford this? Then let's make it happen. And figure out what you need to move around to stay dedicated to your plan so that we can make this thing work. The next package is the Make It Happen plan. And the Make It Happen package is for those who may be saying, you know what, I don't really want to focus in on the next quarter, but I do really need help with this one specific project, and I would like for you to walk alongside me and make it happen. I need help with the graphics. I need help with my email sequencing and how to connect with my community. I need help with my sales copy. Like, does this even sound right? Is this something that you would buy? What am I missing here? Like I said, I had to get a coach myself to help me realize things that I may be missing. So now I'm more aware of all aspects of the project. I'm aware of the marketing. I'm aware of the language. I'm aware of the sales copy. What's my call to action? What am I really asking the person who finishes listening to this or finishes reading this? What do I want them to do? So sometimes we say stuff that's real good and it's like, great, thanks for listening, but you didn't give them a clear call to action as to what they need to do next to work with you. So we're going to be focusing in on that with this Make It Happen package as well. Is what do you need to have happen in this project? Do you need somebody to help you sit and sequence and structure your next series? Is it that you want to record a physical product? Like I have a project that was called the Identity Project. It's for a youth development project. And there was a series of 8 videos. I had to understand what sequence they needed to go in. And then I actually had to sit down and record them, go back and edit them. Like all of that had to go into my project charter. What needs to happen and what needs to happen by when. And then after you do all of that, where are the graphics for that business, for that project or product? How are you going to promote it? What are the key words that your audience needs to hear for them to say that this is the thing that is for me? Like there's a series of questions that you need to ask yourself, but there's also a series of deliverables beyond just you recording the actual product or project. There's quite a few things that go into the marketing side. And if you don't have a team, if you're a solo dolo out here like me, then guess what? We got to make some things happen. But we can look at our project charter and say to yourself, all right, I don't actually have to do that. That's something that I can send over to Fiverr and find somebody else to do. Or that's something that I can use Upwork and find somebody who's really passionate about this and can do it well. Let's let them do that so that I can focus on this. So you got to decide for you what you're willing to have happen. What is that really pressing project that you're like, man, if I don't do anything else this year, I want to see this thing live and breathe on the earth with people who are engaged with it, who are seeing results, and who are happy with something that I created and delivered. I want to be a solution to their problem this year. Then you need to go ahead and click on the Make It Happen package, and let's get started on your passion and profit project now. Now, if you're saying to yourself, you know what? I already have all this stuff mapped out. I just can't do it. I don't know what to do. I don't know where to start. I have no idea, but I want to see this thing happen. Then you need the No Excuses package. No Excuses package is where I do a lot of the work for you. You just let me know what you need to have done and I do it. So it's kind of like a retainer package. You get a couple of hours with me. You decide what you want to have happen, and then I get that thing done for you and deliver it back to you. And that's one less thing on your to-do list. Sound good? I mean, that sounds good to me. If I'm like, hey, I can just tell you what I need to have done and you can do it. Yeah. If you're saying I need my email sequence done for the next 90 days, I got you. If you're saying I need my course outline and deliverables created, I got you. If you're saying I want to develop a curriculum, but I don't know where to start, I got you. If you're saying I want to start a youth development program, but again, I have no idea where to start. I don't even have so much as a business license, or I haven't registered my business. I want to do this nonprofit thing. I got you. As long as we can fit it within those hours that are retained within that package, and I'm, like I said, extremely productive. I can make a lot of things happen for you, but I need clarity from you as to what it is that you want to have done and why. That's all you need to bring for me. What do you need to have done? Why? What happens when this thing is not done? What does that mean for you? What are the consequences to you or your business by this thing not being done at this time? Because I think we don't focus on that either. It's like, I'll do it later. There's a consequence for later. Sometimes things need to happen now. And sometimes when you wait too long with your thing, somebody else also gets that seed deposited into them. And it's like, yes, oh, I have an idea for this. And then you go around, I had that idea for that 5 years ago. Yeah, but you didn't do nothing with it. They did. So let's not experience that either. I've experienced that multiple times. And I had to get to a point where enough was a doggone enough. I said, I have got to find a plan that will allow me to easily create products and produce, because I'm sick of seeing things that I had as an idea that I know would have been successful. And then I see somebody else who had some stick-to-itiveness. They produced it, they made it happen, and then they're sitting back now going on vacation and taking their kids to Disney, whereas we over here still trying to figure out how to make this thing happen. Like, I had enough. So I had to create a system that worked for me, and I want to share that success system with you so we can make some things happen. So now is your moment to decide. Are you going to continue to go at this thing alone and be in the same place next year? Because I guarantee you, if you walk away today, you're going to allow yourself some more excuses. Walking away today in and of itself is an excuse. That's saying, I can't do this. This is not the right time. I don't have the money. I don't have the this. Excuses. Tools that will send you absolutely nowhere. That's an excuse. You're using it as a tool. You're using it as a crutch, and it will not allow you to experience what you need to experience in this lifetime to experience the blessing that being an entrepreneur can have. If you are saying to yourself, I've decided, but Regina, I need to work out a payment plan for you because this sounds good, but I can't do it all in one day, then let's talk. Schedule a clarity call with me so that we can flesh out your idea, and I can help you navigate which package may be best for you or what aspects of these packages may be best for you, because I may have an alternative for you. So let's talk. Don't just feel like you got to walk away from things sometimes. I say this to all of my clients, like anybody that I meet, and I tell my children, if there's one skill that you learn in life, it's to negotiate. Everything is negotiable. So you may be saying, I really want to do this. I have this desire in my heart. These things don't work for me, but I really want to work with you. What can we do? Let's talk. Click that gray tab over there on the right now. No excuses. Leave me a voicemail message. Let me know what you want to do. Let me know where your interests lie. Let me know what your goals are and what you want to accomplish, and we will start the discussion. All you can do is have a conversation with people, and the worst that they can say is, no, that doesn't work for me. But the best thing that you can do is get your yes. And I want you to have a year filled with more yeses, where things are working in your favor. I want that for you. So go ahead and either visit reginacoley.com/clarity-calls and schedule your clarity call session. Click that gray tab on the right. Leave me a voicemail message, and let's begin our conversation of how we can work together. Or if you're dead set on one of these packages and they work for you and they sound real good and you're ready to get this thing popping and you're like, let's go ahead and put our date on the calendar, go ahead, click those packages below, and let's make it happen. I'm ready for you to move forward in life, and I'm ready for you to move forward in business. And I'm here in your corner to support the wonderful work that you have inside of you. Let's bloom where we're planted. I cannot wait to see you on the other side. Take care. Be blessed. Bye-bye.